Hey guys, hope you and the families are doing well. This video is going to teach you one of my favorite setups and order entry method techniques, which is the 5-minute opening range breakout. And that's really easy and quite simple to learn, but there's a couple of nuances that I'd like to teach you as well, which is not only looking at the action of the stock, but also looking at the action of the theme and the brother sister stocks, because I want to see a lot of strength, a lot of buying, a lot of demand coming in the early part of the session, and preferably it is showing a lot of intraday relative strength. So there's lots that we're going to cover in this video. Hopefully by the end of it, you'll understand how to trade 5-minute opening range breakouts. Market Search are today's video sponsor. They are my go-to resource for analyzing company fundamentals. If you're interested in a discounted trial, then you'll find a link to that in the description and the comment section below. Okay, let's get into the video. So we're going to start off with a high-level overview, and then as the video progresses, we'll go into more details and more nuances about the 5-minute opening range breakout and other things that I'm paying attention to that aren't just on the stock chart itself, such as the group theme ETF and brother sister stocks. So let me give you a high level overview. We've got Alibaba up here, we've got the 5-minute chart on the right, we've got the daily chart on the left hand side. Now the entry for me is through the height of this first 5-minute candlestick, which is 143.27. initial stop loss placed just underneath the low of the day at 139.97, and then you can see how these levels here on the 5-minute chart correlate to the daily chart here. Now just on the daily chart, okay, Alibaba is building a really nice flag type pattern. You see this, building a nice flag type pattern. Here's the flagpole and here's your flag developing. Now if you're aware of what the US major indexes have been doing, so the triple Qs and the S&P 500, they do not look like Alibaba here, which is building a really nice flag. They more so look like this, right? Trending down, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. Okay, definition of the downtrend over the last 4 or 5 weeks or so. Okay, so Alibaba is displaying a tremendous amount of relative strength on the daily chart relative to the US major indexes, and I'm seeing that a lot with Chinese stocks, like we've seen it with, say, precious metal miner as well. So I'm looking for, okay, where is the relative strength on the daily chart? And then those really strong groups, those really strong themes in the market, I have those on my daily watch list. So then I'm looking for, okay, is money going to flow there? So then we go into the question of what does it look like when money is flowing there? And this is when you build out your mental representations and you start to look at not only stocks that are displaying constructive behavior, but you're also looking at the wider group. Okay, so I'm looking for positive action to not only be seen in the individual stock, but I'm looking for it group wide as well. So if we look at Alibaba, the first 5-minute candlestick, really bullish candlestick. This is what I call bullish synchronicity. Bullish synchronicity. There is a synchronicity between the positive price action, this widespread candlestick, and volume confirming it, high relative volume confirming it. So if we look at the first 5-minute candlestick on a relative basis, wide candlestick, strong bar. Why? Well, it's wide in nature, opens near the low of the bar, closes near the high of the bar, and there's good volume coming through as well. Now I'm not only looking at Alibaba, okay, I'm looking at FXI, which is the iShares China large cap ETF. Look at the first 5-minute candlestick, really bullish buy. You see this? Opens on the low of the bar, closes right on the high of the bar there, really strong action. The MACD is also positive. Look at PDD as well, okay? Good bar coming through. I'd say Alibaba and FXI were a little bit stronger, which is why I decided to go for Alibaba. If we look at Baidu, take a look at this. So BIDU, look at the strength of that first 5-minute candlestick. Appreciate the volume is being hidden behind the bar, but there's good volume coming through. So this is what I'm looking for, okay? I'm looking for this strength to be seen, not only in the individual stock, but I'm also looking at the wider group. So looking at an applicable group ETF, such as FXI, if I'm looking at large cap Chinese related stocks. I also want to be looking at some of the key brother sister stocks, so kind of the true market leaders and or the momentum leader type stocks, okay? And I want to see, is money flowing there? So it's not just looking for, okay, it's just Baba that's strong, but everything else in terms of the Chinese stocks are just rolling over like this. Probably means that Alibaba is going to really struggle that session. But what I'm trying to do very early on in the session, this is why you've got to be prepared, you've got to do your homework, you've got to have your kind of trading set up in a way that you can quickly identify this, and you can quickly identify, okay, wow, there is a load of strength, there's a load of money, load of demand flowing into these Chinese names, and potentially the next day it may be precious metal miners, 2 days later it may be US semiconductor related stocks. But this is why you've got to be really dialed in and focused as the session opens, and before the session you've already done the homework. And then when you start to see this happen, my mental representations are going, okay, I know the strength that Alibaba and these Chinese stocks have shown on the daily chart. I'm looking for the session of when money is really going to flow there, and then it could potentially be a big session. Now Alibaba then may trend out of this flag and go on a nice run here. Maybe it does, maybe maybe it doesn't. We'll see. I can adapt that from a trade management perspective. The point that I'm trying to get across in this video is understanding what to look for in the first 5 minutes. I like to see a really bullish bar being confirmed by high relative volume. I like to have seen strength on the daily chart as well, a lot of relative strength, but I'm also looking at the wider group. Okay, I'm looking at FXI, I'm looking at PDD, I'm looking at Baidu, I'm looking at Billy, I'm looking at JD. Okay, I'm looking at a lot of the other ones going, wow, okay, there's some money flowing there. If it was precious metal miners, okay, and let's say that I'm looking to trade Barrick Gold, I'd be aware of Agnico, I'd be aware of Wheaton, I'd be aware of GDX, the gold miner ETF. I would be looking at, say, GLD, the gold proxy ETF. So you've got to be aware of what else you are looking at that could have an influence on the stock and whether you're seeing confirming action as well. That's how I think you can take the ORBs to another level, that you're not just looking at the stock, you're looking at the wider group, the wider context. Because if I saw that FXI was actually rolling over and it looked like the opposite, imagine if the first 5 minute candlestick for FXI looked like this. I would not have taken the position in Alibaba, because I'd just go, okay, Alibaba's the only strong one today. It's not the action that I want to see group wide. So if the first 3 candlesticks on the 5 minute chart for FXI look like this, I would not have taken the trade in Alibaba. Okay, I would have gone Alibaba showing a lot of relative strength there, but it's probably not kind of going to be a big session for Chinese related stocks. Alibaba is a bit of a lone wolf here. I want to see the whole group, the whole theme going. I want to see that the algos are there and people are just absolutely piling into these things. And then even better, if on the daily chart there's a really constructed base being built, such as a flag down here, and it's not too extended from some key daily moving averages, such as say the 10-day EMA, like Alibaba. Okay, like this. So hopefully that video there, I appreciate it's a short video, but hopefully it's useful for you for learning more about the opening range breakout. I like using the 5 minute chart. You can use the 1 minute chart, the 2 minute chart, the 3 minute chart, 15 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour. But what I'm talking about here in terms of looking at the group wide action is applicable, for me anyway, across all time frames. So if I'm trading a 1 minute ORB, I'm looking at FXI, PDD, Baidu. I'm looking at the relevant group theme ETFs, the relevant brother sister stocks on that time frame. Okay, I want to see the confirming action group wide and the other stocks in the group. So hopefully that video there was useful for you. Thank you very much for watching the video. Thank you very much for supporting the YouTube channel, and as always, I look forward to seeing you in a future video.